Is it audible?
Yes.
Today, Baba is talking about three types of children. Children who are constantly easy yogi, that is Sahyogi, Sahaj Yogi. And the second number is repeatedly experimental with every method, that is Prayogi. And the third is Sahyogi. So Baba is basically talking about them. And today is the Murli of 15th of January 1983. That is 15th January, that is just before 18th January. So the environment is quite intoxicating, as just before 18th January, all the children are full of intoxication in remembrance of Baba. The heading is Descriptions of an Easy Yogi, Natural Yogi, that is Sahaj Yogi, and one with experiments. Today, Bab Dada was looking at his cooperative arms. यानी बाप दादा अपनी सहयोगी भुजाओं को देख रहे हैं. He was seeing how his cooperative arms are making his elevated task successful. Seeing the speed of the divine spiritual task of every arm, Bap Dada was pleased and began a heart-to-heart conversation. बाप दादा बहुत हर्षित होकर रू रिहान कर रहे हैं. That is heart-to-heart conversation. Bap Dada saw that some arms are cooperating constantly, tirelessly, and intensely with elevated zeal and enthusiasm. अथक तीव्र गति से बिना थके हुए, tirelessly and intensely with elevated zeal and enthusiasm, others continue to carry out the task, but every now and then there is a difference in the intensity of their zeal and enthusiasm. The first one is सदैव in एक रस स्थिति, constantly, tirelessly, and intensely with elevated zeal and enthusiasm. But the second one's sthiti is not ek ras. That Baba is talking, that is, there is difference in the intensity of the zeal and enthusiasm. However, when they see the zeal and enthusiasm of the arms who are working constantly and tirelessly at a fast speed, the two began to carry out the task at a fast speed. With the cooperation of others, they keep going and speed up. You can consider it as Sankaran. The first one, whose state is of Ekras Sthiti, is always in Sang of Baba. Bab Dada ka Sang. Baba always says, see father and mother. And the children who see only father and mother They're actually in the Sahaj, they are basically Sahaj Yogi. They are constantly is yogi. They're always in song of Bab Dada. And Bab Dada's state is natural state. So, as like Bab Dada, as like Brahma Baba, the state of mind of that Sahaj Yogi, that is Nirakari, Nirvikari, and Nirankari. And the soul which is in Nirakari, Nirvikari, Nirankari state will always be constantly easy yogi. But what happened to the second one? What happens to them? They see brothers and sisters. वो भाई बहन को देखते. Definitely, they're also in good son with good children who are constantly yogi. They're not always in contact with the Bap Dada. So although they have got very good knowledge about Baba, what Baba wants, they know everything. But they are not in union with Baba always. And due to that, their state is not acres. But although they have, they see the good children of Baba who are in or who are in Sahaj Yogi, by seeing them, they get inspired and they also speed up. Today, Bab Dada was seeing three types of children. One is of those who are constantly yogis. The second is of those who repeatedly experiment with every method. The third is of those who are cooperative. In fact, all three types are yogi souls. Sahaj yogi, prayogi, and sahayogi. The yogi factor is always there in all the three. So Baba tells that all three types of Baba tells that all are basically yogis, but the state is different. Because of being in close relationships and having all attainments, an easy yogi constantly and automatically finds yoga easy. Close relationship with Baba. And as they're in close relationship with Baba, and what yoga is? Remembrance of Baba. And when in close relationship and having all attainments, remembering is natural. Remembrance is natural. So there is constantly and automatically finds yoga easy. That is, याद करना नहीं पड़ता है, उसको याद आता है. And when याद आता है, that is natural, that is constantly. And what will he find? He will find yoga very natural, very easy. Because of constantly having a powerful form, they have the intoxication of constantly experiencing themselves to belong to the Father. They don't have to remind themselves that they are souls, children of the Father. They're always in natural remembrance. In Lokik, a child does not have to remember that, yes, I am child and he is my father. No. It is as like in the Lokik, it is natural. That natural factor is here as because the child is always in close contact, close relationship with Baba, and he has got all the prapti, all attainments. And so it is very natural that yes, I'm the child and Baba is my father. He doesn't have to remind himself that they're souls, children of Father. With the intoxication of constantly belonging to the Father, they each have the natural faith of being an embodiment of attainment. An easy yogi automatically experiences all successes. This is why an easy yogi constantly has elevated zeal, enthusiasm, and happiness. An easy yogi is constantly stable in the powerful stage of being an embodiment of one who has the right to all attainments. सर्व प्राप्तियां उसे हो जाती हैं और बहुत सहज रूप से हो जाती हैं. Thus, when you talk about Sahaj Yogi, in Hindi it is wonderfully we can understand by the letter Sahaj. Sa means बाप के समीप रहने वाले. स means सदैव बाप के साथ रहने वाले. स means ज्ञान का सार समझने वाले. It is not that that soul is physically close. तन से भी मन से भी. That is, and when you are very very close, very very sameep, साथ, and another letter is ha, that is always haji. हाँ बाबा, हाँ जी बाबा, हाँ जी बाबा. The Hajj, and once I was in contact with one person who was very close to in Hajj committee. I was just talking to him that you go Hajj, what actually it means. He said that yes, जीवन में एक बार वहां जाकर के यात्रा करना होता है, and after that a person is called Haji. Yes. Then what Haji means? He was just yes, by doing that pilgrimage, a person is called Haji. I said that what I feel that if after doing that pilgrimage, a person reaches to that state and he says that yes, Haji, Haji, Haji. So that Sahaj factor is that when you are close to Baba, when you are in union with Baba, and you have reached to that state that whatever Baba says, Haji Baba, that is Sahaj Yogi. The soul who experiments constantly experience every form, like Prayogi Atma, every point, every form of attainment while experimenting with them, but they sometimes experience success and at other times they experience it to be hard work. See, Baba often, when talks about Mataएं who are not very knowledgeful, not literate, basically, illiterate, they don't know that this is ये इस इस सिचुएशन में याद करना है. I have to remember Baba in this Swaman, in that Swaman, in that Swaman. They just remember Baba. Why? Because, and very easily why? Baba says, जब मोहब्बत है तो बाबा याद आता है, और जब मेहनत है to that Baba says, जितना पढ़ लिए हो सब भूल जाओ. Okay, what happens when you just पढ़ते, what happens that day one factor comes. When you talk about माताएं, जैसे बाबा है ना, बाबा है ना, बाबा ही सब कराता है, बाबा ही सब कराता है. And the person who is very, very learned, they say, if this is that, and that is this, then this will be that, and that will be this. They talk about logic, they talk about philosophy, they talk about darshan, they talk about different type of things. They talk about things which is very natural, unnatural, lot of examples and all that, and they're busy in that. And in that process, what happens? They sometimes experience success, and at other times they experience to be hard work. However, because they experiment and because their intellects are busy in the laboratory of practice, they remain 75% safe from Maya. What is the reason for this? Those experiments are interested in discovering for themselves new and different experiences. Because they have interest, they remain safe from Maya in their laboratory. However, they're not constant. Sometimes, when they have an experience, they swing in happiness with a lot of zeal and enthusiasm. Whereas at other times, when they have less attainments from the method they use, there's a difference in their zeal and enthusiasm. Because they lack zeal and enthusiasm, they find it hard work. This is why they are sometimes easy yogis and sometimes yogis who have to labor. Instant, that is mehnat. Instant of saying with the guarantee, I am a child, they say, I am this, I am this. That is swamas. They constantly have to make effort to try to achieve success by thinking, I am a soul, I am a child, I am a master almighty authority. This is why they are sometimes stable in the stage of experiences what they think. Sometimes they experience that form by constantly and repeatedly thinking about it. This is known as being a soul who experiments. The form of one who has all rights is that of an easy yogi, whereas the form of one who constantly and repeatedly revises is of a soul who experiments. So today, Baba was saying who are easy yogis and who are the souls who experiment. A soul who experiments sometimes become an easy yogi, but not all the time. Whatever the position of the soul is at any time, the pose of physical face also keeps changing accordingly. What that is the state of your mind, your face, it is said face is the index of mind. So, whatever the position of the soul is at any time, the pose of the physical face also keeps changing accordingly. They look at the position of their mind and also their physical pose. Throughout the day, you change your pose so many times. Do you know your various poses? Do you look at yourself as a detached observer? Bab Dada constantly continues to watch this unlimited play whenever he wants. In this physical world, you can see the various amusing poses of yourself in a particular game. Do you have this game abroad? You don't play this game in a practical way there, do you? Here, too, when you have a burden, you sometimes get very heavy, and sometimes because you have the sanskars of thinking too much, you become taller. And when you really are, then sometimes when you get disheartened, you see yourself as very small. Sometimes you become small, sometimes you become heavy, and sometimes you become tall. Do you like that game? Are all of you double foreigners, easy yogis? Baba is asking. Today, was your chart that of an easy yogi? You are not just those souls who experiment, are you? Baba is talking to the double foreigners, asking whether You are easy yogi. Are all of you double foreigners going back from Madhuvan with the experience of being easy yogis for all time? Acha, cooperative souls are also yogis. Baba will tell you about this some other time. To this, all the children, all the teachers are listening to the Murli in the hall downstairs. Babdada is talking for the teachers. Today, the groups of those who are Babdada's companions, those who are instrument servers, Babdada के साथी, निमित आत्माएं, and instrument teachers have also come. The younger ones are loved even more. Even though you are sitting down there, you are still sitting up above. Baba is telling those teachers are sitting on the stairs. Baba is telling that all they are sitting down there, still sitting up above. The state of mind, their stage is very high. Bab Dada is giving lots of love and remembrance to the young and old servers. Constantly maintain courage and keep themselves busy on the field of service. So Bab Dada is seeing you as the servers who are special renunciate souls, those who prepare many other instruments to create the fortune of many more. To such special souls, together with special congratulations, also accept love and remembrance. What is the double wonder? One is the wonder of knowing the Father, although you live behind the curtain of being in faraway countries. Although your religions, customs, and systems, and food and drink are all different, you have recognized the Father. This is why it is a double wonder. Bab Dada is talking about the double foreigners. You are hidden behind the curtain. You have now taken birth for service. You did not make a mistake, but according to the drama, you were all dispersed for the sake of service. How else could so much service have taken place in all the lands abroad? You simply created a few karmic accounts in the name for a short time, just for the sake of service. This is why you are those who show double wonders and who are thirsty for the Father's love. You constantly sing the song, My Baba from heart, Mera Baba. You are those who are 12 months constantly having the one concern, I have to go there, I have to go there. The double foreigners, after returning from Madhuban, they again make a plan that yes, I have to go there and to come to Madhuban, they need a good amount of money because it's a very long distance. The fare is very high. So they work on that and that I have to go there, I have to go there, I have to go there, and to just to collect the money so that they can come to Madhuban. So this is in their mind. And Baba is telling that those children constantly sing the song Mera Baba, Mera Baba. And constantly they think for 12 months. पूरे साल वो हमेशा दिमाग में रहता है कि जाना है मुझे, मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है। Deep desire from the bottom. मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है. And this मधुबन जाना है, this क्योंकि मेरा बाबा है, मेरा बाबा से मिलने मधुबन जाना है. This line, whenever I hear this line, मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है. By मधुबन repeatedly, when you just remember, keep it in your mind, मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है, मधुबन जाना है. You will realize that yes, Madhuban is a place where I have to go, and we have to do the Purusharth. Madhu Ban Jana hai. You have to do that Purusharth. And when you really become Madhu, Meetha, then only you'll have the real meeting with Baba. Okay. To the children who maintain such courage and become Bab Dada's helpers, love, remembrance, and namaste. Love, remembrance, and namaste from we children also. Bab Dada meeting servers. So, did you eat the prasad, holy offering of the great service of the great sacrificial fire? This prasad is never going to be less. Baba is telling, महायज्ञ की सेवा का प्रसाद खाया? Did you eat the prasad of the great service of the great sacrificial fire? This prasad is never going to be less. Baba is telling, have you attained such imperishable great prasad? How many varieties of prasad have you received? क्या ऐसा अविनाशी महाप्रसाद प्राप्त किया? कितना वैरायटी प्रसाद मिला? How many varieties of prasad have you received? Happiness for all time, intoxication for all time, and the experience. Have you had all these types of prasad? Prasad is always distributed amongst everyone and then eaten. Prasad is always raised to the eyes and forehead with respect before it is eaten. Therefore, let this prasad merge in your eyes. Drishti, let it take the form of awareness. Drishti, vritti, kriti, and then the Sanskriti. When the drishti changes, vritti changes, kriti changes, and in that process the Sanskriti changes, and when the Sanskriti changes, the world is transformed. Let it take the form of the awareness in your head. That is, let it become merged. Did you receive such prasad from this sacrificial fire? Those who receive this great prasad are so greatly fortunate. How many souls receive such a chance? Very few, and you are amongst those few. Therefore, you are greatly fortunate, are you not? Just as you don't remember anything except the Father and the service when you are here, so always keep with you the experience you receive here. Generally, whenever you go somewhere, you definitely take back with you some memento or other as a souvenir. So, what special memento will you take back from Madhuban? You will constantly remain an embodiment of all it is. So, will you stay the same when you go back? Or will you say that the atmosphere was like that, or that the company was like that? Let yourself be transformed in the land of transformation before you leave. फिर बताने की आवश्यकता नहीं पड़ेगी, ये प्राप्ति हुई, वो प्राप्ति हुई, ये देखा, वो देखा. When your state of mind will be high, and when you become Gyan Swarup and Gyan Murt, whosoever will see you will realize that yes, you are now a different personality. You have gone to the place which is called Madhuvan. It is really a place where when one goes there, it really becomes Madhuvan. So let yourself be transformed in the land of transformation before you leave. बोलने की आवश्यकता ना पड़े. No matter what the atmosphere is like, transform that with your own power, with the knowledge which Baba has given. You have this much power, do you not? Do not let the atmosphere influence you. All of you have to become complete before you leave. Acha, Bab Dada meeting mothers. It's a matter of great happiness for the mothers because the father has come especially for the mothers. बाबा किसके लिए आए? माताओं के लिए आए. सबको यही रियलाइज होता है कि बाबा मेरे लिए आया है. Once I find a mata was crying, भाई साहब मुझे ये प्रॉब्लम है, वो प्रॉब्लम है. बोले माता जी, बस ये keep it in mind that Baba has come from me only. बाबा आया है मेरे लिए. Whenever you feel disheartened, whenever you feel down, whenever you feel low, just sing this one line. बाबा आया है मेरे लिए, मुरली सुनाता है मेरे लिए. Just swing of state of swing, that will, a great swing will take place in your mind, and you will feel full of umang और उत्साह. तो बाबा has come especially for mothers. बाबा मेरे लिए आया है. He has come as Gopal, one who looks after the cows, going for the mother cows. The memorial of this has been remembered. No one else considered you to be worthy. Only the Father considered you to be worthy. Therefore, constantly continue to fly in this happiness. No waves of sorrow can come because you have become the children of the ocean of happiness. Those who are merged in the ocean of happiness can never have any such waves of sorrow. Baba is talking to the Mataएं and says, किसी ने भी तुम्हें योग्य नहीं समझा, बाबा ने समझा, इसलिए खुशी में सदा उड़ते चलो. कोई दुख की लहर आ नहीं सकती. Those who are merged in the ocean of happiness can never have any waves of sorrow. You are such abundance of happiness. आप ऐसे सुख स्वरूप हैं. So what we children have to become? Gyan Swarup, Gyan Murt, and here Baba says Sukha Swarup. So let us take a pause for a minute and remember that Almighty Baba, and then we can have journey. Om Shanti. We can start the journey.
Om Shanti, brother. Good morning.
Good morning.
As the last line stated, brother, Baba says, instead of falling sorrowful, uh, when swept away by the waves of sorrowful, feel yourself to be the master oceans of happiness. So I like that statement. And as well, Baba also mentioned that you should not get affected by the atmosphere, that you are controllers of atmosphere, so you better have to remain happy. That is the second point I liked. And Baba did mention about the constant yogi and the ones who are experimental souls. There, I felt um, because I do listen to a lot of classes from brothers and sisters, they always tell you should experiment, and probably by virtue of the Locking knowledge, also it becomes that you tend to understand, explain, churn, and that's when you accept it. So in that point, I felt experimentation is essential. I do understand that Baba does not prevent us from experimenting. Uh, I felt that yes, during that period of experimentation, yes, maybe that we are not constant yogis then, but after that we tend to become. That's all, brothers. Thank you. Om Shanti.
Very nice, brother. It is very correct that in the initial stage, which children has have to experiment. We have to consider ourselves that I am a soul, and then at a later stage, we realize that I am a soul, and then it becomes natural. That is from Prayogi to become Sahaj. That is the number wise. What we say, Baba says number var. When Baba says anything, when there is any Mahavakya, the children, the different stages of the children, they are also the children. When Baba says anything, he accepts. He does not have to experiment anything because there is a very nischay buddhi in that what Baba says is correct. Just like a child, when the father says, this is that, and that is this, and that is that. The child takes it, yes, my father is telling it is correct. There is no doubt in that. Due to that, only Baba says, जो तुम पढ़े हो सब अनपढ़े हो जाओ. Because what raw materials we have collected in our brain becomes an obstacle to accept what Baba says. And due to that only, if we have to accept it, that due to that only, we are not able to accept. And for accepting it, we need experiments. Mataएं, you see illiterate mothers, माताएं जब बाबा के पास आती हैं, they don't know anything. They don't know the knowledge basically. They just know Baba or मैं. And they are really Sahaj yogis. They don't have to be in any swaman and all that. They don't have to experiment anything. They just love Baba like anything. They have no conditions. They just love Baba. And due to that, Baba says, number one, what Baba says, and when we accept, suppose a child hears Baba's Mahavakya and he accepts without any conditions. And what Baba says, he transforms according to that. He doesn't have to think that yes, ऐसा करने से ऐसा हो सकता है क्या, ऐसा करने से ऐसा हो सकता है क्या. A very good and a wonderful example is मम्मा. बाबा का कहना और मम्मा का वैसे मोल्ड होना. Some children take time to get mold. They have to do experiments, and after the result of the experiments, and as per the result of the experiments, their state of mind is according to that. So Baba says when they are successful, their face blossoms, but when they are not successful, so that Baba says their stage is not, they are fluctuating, they are in the fluctuating state. It's not constant. एक रस स्थिति उनकी नहीं है. So a very good example is Mama. She's always in that constant stage. What Baba says, yes. And without any question, she gets transformed. सुनते गई, बनते गई. And everyone knows that what Mama became. राधे से मम्मा बने और जगदम्बा सरस्वती बन गए. So that is number one. That is number one. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti, brother.
Om Shanti.
I remember when this word Sahaj Yoga came first. I mean, before I came to the Gyan, I used to follow the Sahaj Yoga of Nirmala Devi. I mean, I have attended a few sessions.
Yes, yes, yes.
I have attended the sessions even before taking the Gyan and also after the Gyan when I was just invited by somebody over there. See, if you just see Yog is just a connection.
Yes, yes.
And yoga experiment, there is nothing wrong. Now, over here, when Baba is speaking about a prayogi, see, an experimenter is the one who's working on something to find a solution.
Right.
Once he finds a solution, then he uses it for the purpose for which the experiment was conducted.
Yes.
So even here, Baba is saying the Prayogi Atma, or as the brother said, he listened to many classes. They are just adaptable yoga. Suppose I have a headache. How do I have yoga? Suppose I want to absolve my sins. What kind of yoga do I have? There is volcanic yoga. There is Akras yoga. There is so many other kinds. That is just an experiment. But the easy yoga is only one. Baba. Connection. So that is what Baba is saying. You're complicating all the yoga so much when yoga is only this. And if you see for the past few Murlis, Baba is speaking about easy yoga. He says, make every virtue of God as mine. And then when Mother Brahma came, Baba in Mother Brahma says, come to the subtle world. I'll show you what is yoga. Think less, think right, self-realization. As you see, there are various even Baba is giving us saying how to be an easy yoga. Yoga is easy yoga. That's why it is Raja Yoga. But Prayogi, there is nothing wrong. Prayogi is just a method for that yoga which I received, adapting. But if you are a real yoga, you will have all rights. You are the one, you will have all attainments because I belong to one and none but one. So if that you have in mind and whatever experiment you do, I think that should be fair enough. But here I think Baba is just trying to say about easy yogi is the one who has got all rights. I am a soul, I'm a child, I'm a master almighty authority. If that is firm in my mind, and then experimenting it for yoga of different kinds of things, that's prayogi. That's how I took it. Otherwise, we are all in the stage of experimentation itself to reach the final karmati stage. Om Shanti.
Very nicely said, sister, that we all are basically prayogis. And after doing that prayog, after doing that experiments, after reading a lot from different sources, hearing a lot from different sources, we reach to a conclusion. Yes, this is this. And then we start working on that. Basically, what I honestly feel that if it's to me, sometimes what happens, we have to read a lot to make it just as a, by reading a lot we can understand, we can realize. But when Baba says anything, we take time to realize, we take time to accept, we think a lot. What will be the consequences? What will the consequences? And after working a lot on that, we reach that yes, we can follow 90% of that because 10% maybe the consequences will be not good for me. And what we do, we follow 80%, we follow 90%, and we don't follow 100%. And as because we don't follow 100%, what I am honestly telling you, we have to do a lot of prayogs. Baba has made it very, very clear. मोहब्बत में योग लगाना नहीं पड़ता है, योग लग जाता है. मेहनत में योग लगाना पड़ता है. When it is निश्चय बुद्धि, बाबा has come, भगवान आ गया है. भगवान आ गया, स्वयं सत्यम शिवम सुंदरम has come. We don't have to read anything. We don't have to hear from anybody else to make us believe that God has come. We don't have to take any experiments. It will be just, yes, भगवान आ गया है. And it's just like Mirabai says, मेरे तो गिरधर गोपाल दूसरे न कोई. वही सब कुछ है. We go for a lot of swamans. भगवान सर्वशक्तिमान है, मैं मास्टर सर्वशक्तिमान. Yes, it is because our state is of not that high, so we have to do experiments. We do realize. But Baba, when talks about Sahaj Yogis, Baba says that yes, there are some childrens, there were some childrens, Baba का कहना और उनका था करना. And see the different examples, what they become. You can also become. But Baba says that even if you are not Sahaj Yogis, you can be Prayogis. And if you are constantly doing the Prayog experiments, definitely a time will come when you will also become Sahaj Yogis. So there's nothing wrong in that Prayogi, that Prayogi is wrong. No. That is a step But there are some childrens, they do not walk on different steps. They fly. They just fly. So Baba tells about three types of children: Sahajogi, Prayogi, and Sayogi. All are yogis. All are Baba's children. Nothing wrong in that. But that's what Baba said. When we talk about Brahma Baba, talk about Mama, Dadi Janki, the Dadis, Dadi Prakash Mani. Although they did a lot of practice, they did tapasya, they were totally detached, and they lived a life like that. Nowadays, what is the position? Even in centers, sisters are always busy in service. One sister said, "Brother, before coming to center, I could do a better meditation. I could have my state of mind was better." Very honestly, that sister told me, yes, it is right. Because there are lots of ifs and buts in the world, in the world of service also, Lockic service and alaukic service. Lot of puzzles, lot of confusions are there. So experiments are required. In that constant context, experiments are required. And only after those experiments, one reaches to the conclusion, all the confusion. Because after doing different experiments, the outcome removes our confusions, removes all the ifs and buts, and make us realize that yes, this is like that. And then when the clarity comes, we move on that and we become Sahaj Yogis. Anybody else?
Om Shanti, brother.
Om
So
Shanti.
this experience and experiment leads to experience also.
Yes, yes.
So they are connected. The more we experiment, the more we can experience also, because the when we do this experiment, right? So sometimes Papa gives the knowledge in a in a capsule form, and then a lot of experiment is required in order to give this knowledge to another person, because we
Right,
know that this knowledge cannot be given in that same form. It has to be altered. So that is also one sort of a experiment
right.
in order to give it to the other person.
Mm.
So, you know, so this is all connected. So that those who are busy doing this in their laboratory, they experience also a lot.
Yes, yes. You're right, brother. What happens when a mother feeds the child? Uh, the mother makes the food very very soft. Food is same, rice is same, but the mother makes it very soft and then feeds the child so that the child can digest. So experiments are in that direction, basically to make yourself adaptable to that. Because experiments are required because the things are not clear. To make it clear, to make it realized, to make it experimental. Experimental, you very rightly said, leads to experience. And when you experience, but you experience after experiments. And the child, sometimes some child experience just they sit in front of Baba. They don't hear any knowledge, they just experience it. Basically, this is the experiments is basically the tools of intellectuals. ज्ञान जो दुनिया में जो लोग आपको दिखाई देंगे, there are a lot of experiments. सही है कि गलत है, कैसा है, and there is to the yes अनुभव हुआ है सही है, ऐसा करना चाहिए. But there are some children, माताएं, they just sit in front of Baba. Baba है, Baba, बस Baba है, बस Baba है. They don't need any romance. They just sit in front of Baba. They say this, मैं Baba का, Baba मेरा. Basically, that is the conclusion. That is the fact. That is the real conclusion. What we get from different experiments, from different romance, we realize that yes, मैं Baba का, Baba मेरा. Sometimes we need experiments. Sometimes some children need experiments. And there are some children who don't need any experiment. Just say, Baba, मैं, Baba, मैं. Because when a person is in a lot of it comes from bhakti to Baba. He has heard a lot of things. This devta, and that. He's puzzled. And when he hears about Baba, he just sees there is another concept here. And in that situation, he has to do experiments. But when he comes to Baba, with the fact, with the buddhi, nishchay buddhi, Bhagwan aa gaya hai. That nishchay buddhi factor. And children, another children is that unless and until he will be logically correct, that yes, it is logically correct. We talk about logic. We talk about lot of analogies also. That ऐसा होगा तो ऐसा होगा. But the real outcome is Sahaj Yogi. And in today's world, in today's context, a person has to be Prayogi because there are a lot of turbulence in the world going on. Things are not streamlined. And definitely in today's context, you have to be Prayogi, doing repeatedly experiments with every method. And lastly, reaching to a conclusion that yes, ये जो बोल रहा है ना, ये जो ज्ञान सुना रहा है भगवान है, the conclusion. And after that, मैं बाबा का बाबा हूँ. Om Shanti.
Move on to meditation.
Yes. Kindly, if you can put a background music, Rakib. Om Shanti. Just close your eyes. And concentrate and give a thought to yourself. मेरा बाबा. मेरा बाबा. मुझे बाबा से मिलना है। मुझे मधुबन जाना है। We are reaching to Shantivan, entering in the gate of Shanti. बाबा दोनों बाहों से हमारी स्वागत कर रहा है। बाबा इज वेलकमिंग अस। आओ मेरे बच्चे, आओ। पूरे मधुबन को हम निहार रहे हैं। तुमको निहारने को जी करता है। बाबा, तुमको निहारने को जी करता है। मधुबन को निहारने को जी करता है। मधुबन के एक दृश्य को निहारें। Moving towards Diamond Hall. Before that, entering into Baba's room. Moving towards Diamond Hall. Entering into the Diamond Hall. बाप दादा विराजमान हैं। And Baba is giving a wonderful drishti. अरे वाह, बहुत सुंदर, बहुत सुंदर। बाबा की दृष्टि तो हमें मीठा बना रही है। कड़वाहट निकल रहा है। Negativity is flowing out and positivity is coming in. रूहानी मिठास सही में हम मधुबन पे जा रहे हैं। हम मधु बनते जा रहे हैं। बाबा की सुंदर दृष्टि हमें मधु बना रही है। हम मधु बनते जा रहे हैं। The real transformation is taking place. All the toxics are out, and all the Ruhani fun is coming into me. Baba is filling all the sweetness. Now I am a different person, full of energy, full of Ruhani Drishti, Siddhi, and Bhakti. Now returning to our places. मधुबन मधुबन आए थे, मधुबन के जा रहे हैं. Now our mind is totally different. It is now with Baba. And as my mind with Baba, face is the index of mind, the face started glowing. Now whosoever will see, realize, मधुबन गया था ये, मधुबन के आ गया, मधुबन गया. And now we see our face in the mirror. Oh, wonderful, wonderful. Now I'm a different person. I'm a different person. I am a different person. Om Shanti. Om Shanti. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thank you, Baba. Thank you, Divine Family. Thank you. We shall meet tomorrow morning, 5 a.m. Have a wonderful day.
Om Shanti.